Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading for January 13th through the 19th. We're going to connect here, see what's happening the week ahead. We're going to use this lovely deck here for our weekly messages. And then we are going to pull a spirit message from this oracle card here. Without further ado, let's jump right on in. We're coming into the last week of Capricorn season. Happy birthday to our late Capricorns. See what is happening here for Capricorn sun, moon, and rising. Alrighty, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and our Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alrighty, my darling. So Monday, Tuesday is the High Priestess. Okay, so some of you may be experiencing some connection here with a Pisces because of the astrological associations. But those of you that you watch my readings, you have heard me say in the past, I don't focus too much on the zodiac affiliations simply because it can be their moon, it could be their rising, it could be their Virgo. Their Virgo, their Venus. You don't always know. You don't always know right off the bat. So that can end up throwing you off sometimes. Overall, it can also be you stepping into the energy of that major arcana card. When the major arcana cards come up, it has to do with a really big life lesson, and that doesn't mean something bad or something negative, because life lessons can be things that we came here to accomplish. Okay, it can have to do with your life purpose, your life path, something that you came here to master. But a lot of the times when there's a major arcana card coming up, there's some kind of a crossroads, some kind of a shift, some kind of a change. It can be a very significant soulmate situation for some of you. It can be a decision that has to be made. But those of you that you watch my readings, you know what I feel about the High Priestess card when she comes up. When High Priestess card comes up in one of my readings, the majority of the time, guys, and this is a general reading, but the majority of the time, it means the person that I'm reading for is going through a pretty massive awakening where you are really connecting with your higher self. Your really kind of chakras are aligning and opening up. And something happens when this happens is that the person becomes very magnetic. Okay, so Capricorn, in the beginning of the week, you might begin to notice that people seem to be gravitating towards you. You might even feel like people are really standing very close to you sometimes. Like, sometimes I see High Priestess when it comes up, it's like people are just like, they want to be near you, they want to be in your space. It could be strangers are like talking to you more or opening up to you, or you may be standing in line in the supermarket and people are like trying to strike up a conversation with you. But you will notice, and even if it doesn't happen Monday, Tuesday, you will begin noticing in the near future, the majority of you, where people are very persistently pursuing you. Okay, because when your chakras are opening up and you're aligning with that spiritual energy, you become very irresistible. Okay, and so people want to be near you because there's something very special about you. There's something very magnetic. There's something very healing. And so you might be like, what in the heck is going on? I haven't really changed anything about myself. My appearance is the same. I'm still the same I always was. But all of a sudden, I'm in high demand. It's because your energy is shifting, okay? And people are feeling this and they're wanting to be near you. I have to tell you this when the High Priestess card comes up, my darlings. Excuse me. uh some of these people that begin pursuing you, it's going to be for different reasons. Some people are needing your advice, your attention, your help. Some people, they're trying to get into your pants, I'm not going to lie to you, and they might pursue you very persistently. But just because they're being persistent, they might not be ready for you, Capricorn, and it's going to be up to you to be able to tell the difference. And I promise you, over time it does get easier, especially those of you that you're spiritual Capricorns and you know that you're here to be energy healers and spiritual teachers. It will get easier for you to be able to tell the difference between, you know, like a soul connection and the way that like this is a significant soulmate versus someone that is just longing to just connect with your energy because you're a very healing person. And you'll learn to have boundaries, and you'll learn, you know, better, you know, how to like who to let in and when. So it can be, and for some of you, it is a very significant soulmate situation as well, where, you know, I always say somebody might pursue you very persistently, but they just might not be on the same vibration as you, and they might not know how to make the relationship work. So for some of you, you're going to have a lot of action happening in your love life, especially those of you where it's been tumbleweeds and crickets for a long time. There's going to be a lot of connection or a lot of action happening or a lot of attention that you're receiving. Other ones of you, you're just going to feel overall your intuition is really increasing. You may feel like you're hearing your messages more, you're connecting with your angels and guides more. Uh, Overall, though, with the high priestess is a feeling of confidence, 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 confidence. Especially those of you that like work has been kind of weird, or you've just kind of felt like people have been mean to you or catty towards you, or you feel like your coworkers don't like you. I feel that you're finding yourself walking in Monday, Tuesday, like it doesn't even bother you anymore because you're seeing through it. You're under like you're seeing their insecurities. You're realizing that their cattiness or the way that they're acting or the way they're trying to trip you up or compete with you or put you down, you're realizing it's because they see how powerful you are. They see how good you are at what you do. And they're just looking at you in a way where like, you know, they're resentful of that. So some of you, I feel like there's like this feeling of confidence that's coming over you as well. And keep in mind, I've said this in the other readings too, my darlings, when the major arcana cards come up, it's going to be like a period of time. It's not like something that's just going to happen one day or 2 days, but Monday, Tuesday, beginning of the week is the beginning of this period, beginning of a high priestess energy for many of you Capricorns. Next here, we have Five of Pentacles. And as a result of this confidence that you're feeling and that you're receiving and this spiritual awakening that you're having, a lot of you are feeling very tempted to go in a new direction. A lot of the times, Five of Pentacles is going to indicate a self-employment, or like a leaving a job kind of situation, going out into the unknown, or wanting to do something kind of on, you know, on your own or by yourself. There may be fears or worries about finances and how finances will play into that, right? Like somebody might say, man, I really want to start my own business, but you know, am I going to be able to make it, or am I going to be able to bring in enough money? There could be fears in this way. Now this is where it's going to be really important, Capricorn, for you guys to begin doing the planning. I'm going to be really honest with you, and some of you aren't going to like to hear this, but it is the truth, and I have to say it. These are still general readings, so it's not going to be for every single one of you, but for a good majority of you, as you begin to awaken more, and as you become further into this high priestess energy, it's going to feel more and more impossible for you to stay at a current work situation, because the energy at some point is going to feel really off-putting to you. Even though you're confident and even though you're seeing through all of like their negativity, it's going to become more and more unbearable for you to be around that place. And Five of Pentacles tells me many of you are here to master self-employment. And so some business idea or some endeavor that you've been kind of snoozing on, or you've been ignoring, or you've been just kind of, you know, just putting off. I feel like Five of Pentacles is saying, look, midweek, it's time for you to really start looking at this and really start looking at how you can make this work, and start working on it now, especially those of you where you're currently employed and you have a job. It's time for you to start looking at this now, right? Or if you're like how to make it work, how to get it going, so that at least you're working on it while you have an income coming in. Those of you that you're unemployed and you're looking for work, right? I feel like Five of Pentacles is saying, look for work that's going to allow you to get this other thing going, right? And I always give the example of like, you know, myself, when spirit kept pushing me to put more time into doing readings for people and to start the YouTube channel, right? I had, because I was doing tarot readings for a few years by that point, I did have clients, but I didn't have enough to where I could say, okay, I'm going to be able to pay rent, I'm going to be able to pay a car payment. It wasn't enough to cover all that every single month. But so Spirit was like, okay, here's what you're going to do. Here's a little side hustle for you. Here's a little gig that you do in the meantime. Go ahead and start putting the videos on YouTube. Go ahead and like wait for the channel to get monetized, you know? But there was something coming in. So it's time for you to ask your angels and guides to bring you some direction, and ask them to help you see the direction and to give you the courage to take the steps. Because I feel those of you looking for work, it's like, okay, but look for work that's going to allow you to build this business, or allow you to go back to school, or whatever it is that you have kept telling yourself, oh, I wish I could do that. Because Five of Pentacles is very much a transition, and I know it's a card that some people get scared when they see it. I mean, even here, it doesn't look like a happy card, but it has so many layers and so much rich meaning that I don't want you guys to lose it in this reading or in any other reading, because it's like you're going through the transition, and even though things might be uncertain, you're finding your soul family through the process, you're finding your true blue friends, you're finding who really has your back, and you are finding like-minded people in this journey, and you will come through it into abundance. It's just kind of like a scary in between time. So everybody says, I don't want a tower moment. I don't want a tower moment. I feel like the Five of Pentacles is coming up and saying this is the time to get organized, so that later on you don't have a tower moment, right? Start thinking about how you can approach your work situation that's allowing you to work on the bigger long-term goals, right? If it's going back to school, if it's expanding on your skill set, if it's, you know, starting some kind of business, this is the time to really start doing the work now, especially those of you that you have a job, right? While you have income coming in, it's time to start building what you truly want to be doing. Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday it's you guys. It's King of Pentacles, right? This is going to be earth sign energy. This is going to be Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus, right? You guys are really coming into the strengths of that earth sign energy, and you're coming into the abundance. You're coming into money. Some of you may be receiving a job offer, okay? And it could feel bigger to you than what you felt like you were even aiming for. And it could feel kind of scary, like, oh, are they sure they want to hire me? Or that just seems more than what I was expecting for. King of Pentacles, though, it's like it shows up to say, if you weren't ready for this opportunity, it wouldn't be here now. If you weren't ready for it, it wouldn't be offered to you. I do feel something is happening Friday, Saturday, Sunday, where some of you are actually getting an opportunity to get your foot in the door to some kind of thing that could end up being a career change, right? Like, say you really love baking and somebody asked you to step in and help them do baking for something that they're catering, or you really love to do you know, something with music, or you really love to do something with hair and makeup, or whatever it might be, right? Like, you're getting an opportunity to partake in something that's getting your foot in the door for some of you, right? Other ones of you, it's time to really get serious about how you're going to invest in what you're doing. So some of you are looking at how you're going to be able to take some money and invest it into some kind of education or tools or inventory for a business that you're wanting to get going. But King of Pentacles tells us you're doing it in a very educated way. You're doing it in a way where you're not putting in more than you can afford, right? And you're putting it in a way where it's like, okay, well, here, I'll put like X amount of dollars in, and then, you know, after this pays off, I'll take money from that money that's coming in and I'll continue to build, right? It's like everything happens little by little, little by little, little by little. You're finding a way to take a small amount of money and just to multiply that money in your business, to continue funding your business, instead of going around and asking for a loan, instead of going around and asking for people to give you money. You're taking, you know, however much you can, you're putting it into equipment, you're getting started, and you're allowing that to generate the growth. That's the feeling that I'm getting for a lot of you. Okay. I invite you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos too, because some weeks they may resonate with you more than others. They might add a little extra information. You may need a private reading. If that's the case, you can click on the Calendly link and schedule a private reading there. But let's see what your spirit message is for the week. And so here we have, listen to your body. Okay, Capricorn, you guys are very hardworking people. I've never met a Capricorn that was lazy. And I've always met Capricorns who were always pushing themselves to be productive, to do well, to be really good at what they do. And so now that you have these transitions happening, and a lot of you are getting very serious about it, especially those of you also where you're really in the high priestess mode and you're really connecting spiritually, it's easy to forget about the physical body. It's easy to disconnect, but you need to remember you are a spiritual being here to have a physical experience. So it's important for you to be in the body, to be grounded, and to pay attention and to listen to your body. Some of you are pushing yourself too hard. So you need to be able to rest. You need to be able to get enough sleep. You need to be able to remind yourself to stop and to eat, nourish your body. And just, I feel also, I'm going to be very honest with you, I feel a lot of you had a pretty significant release that happened with the full moon in Cancer over this past weekend. And so you are in an energy where you might be having a physical release, okay? So you may be feeling sniffles, you may be feeling a sore throat, or you may be having those tummy troubles, right? Or you may be having headaches. These are ways in which when people are releasing and unblocking chakras, there will be physical symptoms. And I always say this. I say this to people when I do energy healing on them. And I say this to my clients who I've read for over the years. These are some symptoms you will feel when you're releasing, but it's very important that you still go to the doctor, still get checked out. Make sure, just make sure there isn't something else going on. I'm all about going to the doctor. I think doctors are great. I'm not one of those spiritual people who are like, no, doctors are terrible. I think we need doctors, okay? We need them. And so listen to your body though. You might be having those sniffles, the tummy troubles, whatever. Take it easy. Don't be like suck it up and keep going, right? Yeah, sure, there's a lot of work to do, but pace yourself, Capricorn. Spirit wants you to pace yourself, especially this week. So I thank you all again for watching, my dears. Please be sure to check out your love readings for January, your channeled angel messages for January. The 2020 12-month forecasts are up, guys. Month by month for the 12 months, those are up. Be sure to check those out too. And if you would like a private reading, go ahead and click on the Calendly link in the description of the video, and you can go ahead and schedule a private reading with me there. Thank you so very much for watching, guys. I'm wishing you a fabulous week.